Well, Mr. Hill, can you see any difference as you look back over your career between a vision you had and the philosophy for carrying out that vision and the style in which that vision was carried out? Are these different things? Are they the same things?
Well, I don't know if I ever thought about it in those categories, but you see, I was inspired by Charlie Houston as to the direction we should take, and we followed his direction. But so far as being determined to do something myself, that came just naturally, I guess. And also, from early days, I developed good work ethic, and my mother improved me along with those lines. I mean, as a matter of fact, during World War II, World War I, I was 10 years old. I used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. They dressed me well. It was my idea. They dressed me well. And I had to go get my papers as they come off the press and sell newspapers in time to go to Sunday school. So I always had a job. If when I was in school, unless I was out for some athletic team, I played football and played basketball.
But did you always think from this moment? You told me about a few moments ago that you read the Constitution and you read these law cases. When did the idea come to you that you would be involved in civil rights?
Well, yeah, I didn't think in terms of civil rights. All I thought about was that the court was wrong, and that some lawyer should take a case back up there and convince them they were wrong.
Well, I guess the question I want to ask is, when did you understand that race was an issue that you were going to spend your life arguing about?
Well, that wasn't my idea.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there was no way to deny race when I was coming along, because everything had racial overtones. We were fourth-class citizens most of the time. Occasionally we get worked up to third class, but from time Plessy was enacted, and from time they removed troops from the South, we were fourth-class citizens. And these people come and talk about the immigrant parents coming here with nothing. The time they walked across the street from Ellis Island, if they came into New York, they had a higher status than most Negroes.
But how did you decide that you were going to do something about this?
What I say, when you read the action of Congress after the Civil War, and the Civil Rights Act of 1866, and Congress had fortified it with 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. The Congress had given us all the rights, civil rights, that white people had. And it was the Supreme Court that had taken them away from us. So it seemed to me that the only thing to do was go back to the Supreme Court, point out to them they were wrong, and get our rights restored.
Now, I'll bet that other young men and women were reading the Constitution the same time you were, but most of them didn't decide to do anything about it.
Well, that might be true, I don't know. But anyway, some did.
Yeah, some did.
Yeah. There was another boy in our class named Sweet. I don't know what happened to him, but he had his, I don't know if you read that case or not. His brother was a doctor in Detroit, and they bought a house in what's called Changing Neighborhoods.
That's right, Clarence Darrow.
And mob, the white folks told him to get out or they were going to remove him. And the mob came the night that they said they were going to beat it. And meantime, a lot of his friends was in the house with him. the mob shot at the house, and somebody in the house shot back at the mob and killed one of them. And they just charged Dr. Sweet with the murder. And the NAACP got Clarence Darrell to represent him. And he was acquitted. He never should have been indicted, as far as I'm concerned, because they didn't have no evidence as to who shot the shot. But as I say, everything was segregated, and we knew it was wrong. They knew it was wrong. It just didn't seem like doing any great deal. I say, so far as being a civil rights advocate and all that, didn't appear to me at that time.
But still, not everybody did it. Only a few people did it.
Well, only a few people, that's right. But there was a number of, see, your daddy was one. He did a whole lot.
Yes, he did some of the research for the Brown case, some of the historical research.
Yeah, well, he was active even before Brown. Well, he had out for a while.
No.
For a short while.
No, at Lincoln.
I know he was in Lincoln, but I'm talking about before he went to Lincoln.
No.
I thought he was at Howard for a few years before I got there.